Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wildflower Lacquer. In today's video we are doing a haul from Emily DeMolly, and this is the polish that I got from them during November. I don't remember if this was also their Black Friday sale or if they were just having a sale in November, but I was able to grab a few of the multichromes that had come out a few months back, and I also grabbed some limited editions and other polishes from her site. So let's go ahead and see what we got. I actually got some colors that are pretty outside my favorites zone this time. You'll see those right here, but let's start with the multichromes. The first one is this one called Relocate, and this is a really beautiful polish. I do have the descriptions here from my order, and Relocate is described as a large particle multichrome pigment that shifts from a blue, indigo, and purple. So this one definitely has all those colors and more. I'm actually seeing a bronze and gold along the edge, as well as that deep purple. You got blues and of course blurples and indigos, so you have a lot of other colors going on. I think in that shift as well I'm seeing like a reddish burgundy popping up, so this is going to shift really beautifully. I like the particle size that they chose to use on this collection as well. Here it is in 2 coats. This does have a glossy top coat as well. Oh yeah? What? Willa, what are you doing? Yeah, you were being so quiet earlier. Silly goober. So here on the nail, you're mostly seeing the purple and the blue. I am curious to see if this one will have more of those color shifts that I was seeing in the bottle in different lighting. But I really like the depth of this color, and of course as a purple fan, I love anything that mixes blue and purple together. So this is really beautiful. I definitely am seeing at least the fuchsia in addition to the purple and blue. As far as the formula goes, I would say that some nail lengths might need a 3rd coat to reach full opacity if you have longer nails. But there it is in 2 coats. And apparently Willa is going to be chatty. So that was Emily DeMolly's Relocate. The next one is also from the multichrome collection. This one is called C for Miles, and this one is described as a large particle multichrome pigment that shifts from a green, blue, purple, red, and orange. What, honey? So this has a ton of colors in it as well. From my angle, I'm seeing purple, green, gold, electric green, burgundy, and bronze. So there are a lot of colors in here. I really, again, love the large particle that was used in this. It has a very special touch on the nail. What, Willabean? You can see that electric green that I mentioned there at the edge of the bottle. This, I think, is one of the shifts that I'm drawn to quite a lot, this blue to purple with that almost aqua touch. The funny thing is I'm seeing the aqua on camera, but I'm not seeing the aqua in person. So I am curious if any of that is going to shift in person on your nails, depending on the lighting that you have or what. But there's already a rainbow in this bottle, so I know you're going to see a lot of colors. Here it is in 2 coats. Again, I think longer nails could possibly need a 3rd coat, depending on the application that you use and how long your nails are. On the nails, I'm mainly seeing the fuchsia, green, and some blue. But as you saw in the bottle, there is a lot of other colors going on. So depending on how the lighting is, how many coats you use, will determine the opacity and of course how many colors you see in the different lighting. But there you can see the difference in the types of blues. You've got more of a blue to purple in the first one and more of that aqua blue in C for Miles. And again, I'm not seeing that aqua blue in person at all. It is very interesting. In person, I'm mainly seeing the fuchsia and purple. So again, very shifty. So that one was C for Miles. And apologies about any background noise. It has been raining for the last few days, so if you're hearing any pitter-pats, that's what that is. The next one is also from the multichrome. This is called Current Events. This one is described as a large particle multichrome pigment that shifts from a pink to copper to gold to green. Now, this is going to be another one that has incredible shifts to it. I think all of these pigments that she used are. I mean, look at right there. You've got this fuchsia at the face of the bottle, an electric green to gold at one edge, and then a deeper green at the other edge. In person, the whole face of the bottle is that electric green that you're seeing back here, and on the sides I am seeing a deep blue to a more vibrant forest green, And then I'm seeing that burgundy shift on this corner. So there are a lot of colors again going on in this. And again, the particle size I absolutely love. I feel that they add a whole new look to the nail. You get more of a smooth look with the smaller, finer milled particles. And when you have this slightly larger particle, it adds a little bit of a dance to the nail. You've got that speckly look where it almost feels like you've got another component in there adding a twinkle, which I really, really like. Here's that one in 2 coats. Again, super, super shifty. In person from my angle, I'm seeing that green to gold with some orange and a pinch of red or fuchsia down here at the edge. On camera, you're seeing that fuchsia all over the nail with maybe a pinch of that green and gold at the edges. So another beautiful shifty polish. Again, depending on your application, you might need a 3rd coat to reach full opacity, but I was happy on these in 2. So that multichrome was current events. And I mean, look at the colors that you're seeing there at the base. So, so pretty. Next up is another multichrome, but I'm actually not too sure if this came out in the same collection. This seems like a different formulation. This one was much more opaque. This one is called Dusk's Remaining Light, and this one is described as a multichrome that shifts from a deep coppery pink to bronze to olive green. And like I said, the formulation on this is a bit different. This one definitely got opaque for me in 2 coats, whereas the others were more of a 2 to 3 coater. In person, I'm definitely seeing that olive green all along the front of the bottle, whereas I feel like on camera, it's picking up more of that bronze to gold. I'm also seeing some blue to aqua to purple along the edge of the bottle, which I don't know if it's coming across on camera, maybe a bit there. So again, these multichromes are super, super shifty. I absolutely love that. Here is that one in 2 coats. This one did have a little bit of an accident. Actually, the whole wheel did. Shortly after applying the 2nd coat, my entire nail wheel flipped over, like it slid off of my little lotion container that I usually use to hold up my nail swatches as I'm swatching, and fell face down onto a bag below. So there are some oopsies on some of these. Hopefully that's not too distracting, and you can still see all of the beautiful colors. But this is a multichrome that I would say is beautiful for fall. It has that rich fall tone in that burgundy pinky vibe that you're getting, plus the olive green tone. I also feel that this type of shift is pretty unique in my multichrome polishes. I will have to do some comparisons at some point. I'll add that to my ridiculously long list of things I need to do some comparisons of, but unfortunately fall is over. I'll have to wait until next year, but we'll look forward to wearing that one. So that last multichrome was Dusk's Remaining Light. Now we're getting into the more unusual polishes. Well, this one not so much. This one is a bit closer to the polishes that I'm comfortable with. This one is called Put in Your Place. This one is described as a burnt orange base filled with gold holographic glitters. And basically the part about this one that is outside my comfort zone are those gold glitters. If you've watched my channel before, you've probably heard me say that gold isn't my favorite, but I really like the formulation of this, mainly because of the tone of burnt orange that she used. You can see that mainly here behind all of that glitter. You have this really rich orange that was absolutely beautiful, and I feel like once you have it on the nails, you aren't really looking at a gold polish, you're looking at more of an orange polish that happens to have a holographic bit in it that is gold instead of silver, and I feel that it works pretty nicely for this color because it is a warm color. So here's that one in 2 coats. This one does have a jelly formulation as far as the color of the base. So again, longer nails might need a 3rd coat to reach full opacity, but there's that beautiful burnt orange color. I think you can tell what I mean about the gold in here not necessarily being too much of a drawback for me because it works beautifully with the warmer tone of that orange. I think if she had used a silver holographic in here, it would have completely changed the tone of the polish. So for me, this works. Again, it's a bit outside my comfort zone, but do really love how it ended up turning out. This is another one that I feel is perfect for fall, so we'll have to pull this one out in a few months when fall comes around again. So that one was Put in Your Place. Now we're getting into the ones that are definitely outside my comfort zone, at least for the next two. This one is called Enjoy the Fall. So this one is described as a khaki green base with pink, gold, green shifting iridescent flakies and micro glitters. So there was actually two variations of this type of polish on the website. I don't remember what the other one was called, but they were both this sort of a khaki green base with iridescent flakies. I don't remember what the difference was, but there was a difference. But for me, being that this is a color that's rather outside my comfort zone, I had both of them in my cart, but I did whittle it down to just this one. What I really liked about this is it is unusual. It is that kind of almost prugly leaning khaki green, but what really drew me in are those iridescent flakies. They're in a beautiful tone. You have warm pinks and oranges in there, and it looks really unusual against that khaki green base. Then you also have some micro glitters that you can see there twinkling away, adding another dimension to the nail. So here is Enjoy the Fall in 2 coats. Again, this one did have that sort of a smudge that happened when it got flipped over onto its face, but see that unusual color? Very unique to my collection, but I feel like this tone is a bit more wearable for me compared to some of the other pruglier greens that are maybe a bit too yellow leaning. Not to say that this is not a yellow leaning green, but there's not as much in it as I feel like some of the other prugly greens are that I've seen. And again, I absolutely adore those flakies in here. I think it's a very unusual combination. So that one was Enjoy the Fall. And the second one that is outside my comfort zone is this one called Beautiful Morning. And this one is described as a light khaki green with pink to gold shifting foil type shimmer. So again, you have that same khaki green base. So similar in tone to the khaki green of Enjoy the Fall. But instead of those warm flakies, in this one you have that large particled shimmer that shifts from pink to gold. And I think that's mainly the colors that I'm seeing in the bottle as well. But I thought that this would be really interesting to try. Again, the swatches on her website looked really neat. This is it in 2 coats. Again, pretty much outside my wheelhouse. This one is a bit less boom green on the nail. A little bit more in that prugly family compared to Enjoy the Fall. I might actually wear this over another green polish to see about amping it up. So this one, I would say if you have longer nails, you might want a 3rd coat to reach full opacity and get the most out of that green color. But again, a very unusual color combination for sure, especially in my collection. So that one was Beautiful Morning. The next one is much more inside my comfort zone. The rest of these are all colors that I really enjoy. This one is Hold Me Close, and this one is described as a periwinkle jelly base with silver holographic micro glitters and pink, orange, green shifting aurora shimmer. So this is definitely a formulation that I love. I love it when brands mix glitter with shimmer and holo. You get a lot to look at on the nail. This one has a load of twinkles. I love that you have the glitter that you can very obviously see twinkling away, and then you have that nice shift in that shimmer. And of course, I love the periwinkle base. What? Do you want to try to be up here? Oh yeah? Oh. Yeah, it's got nail polish smells up here. You don't like those. What do you think? Yeah, happy girl. So here it is in 2 coats. Again, you'll see this type of polish in my collection quite often. I love these tones, blues, purples, blurples, periwinkles with a shifting shimmer and especially with holo. This one I will be curious to see if it holds up as far as uniqueness in my collection because like I said, I do buy this type of polish quite a lot. But I couldn't resist passing up an Emily Damali on a sale, especially one that was periwinkle. And I love the glitter in this. It's very, very sparkly. So that one was Hold Me Close. Next up is reflective glitter, and I think I need to add a 2nd coat of top coat. That's pretty common to need on a reflective polish because they are thirsty. And thirsty just means that they will soak up that 1st coat of top coat quite easily. So the reflective polish that I got is Searching for Answers. This one is described as a deep purple base filled with blue, purple, and silver reflective micro glitters. Look at how twinkly that is. So this type of polish is just absolutely beautiful. It's a purple, so you know I gotta love it, but I really like mixing the blue and purple reflective glitters in the purple base. It's a different way of adding that blue and purple together. And I love the reflective glitters. I think they add a beautiful twinkle to the nail. This polish does sort of reminding me of one that I got from Restored by Polish, and I do have that up on my fall rack, so let's just do a side-by-side comparison. The Restored by Polish is on the left, the Emily Damali is on the right. And there are differences. I think there's more of a pink glitter to the one from Restored by Polish. There's also more of a blue tone to the one from Restored by Polish, so I feel that there are differences. I'll have to see at some point about doing a side-by-side swatch comparison, but there they are in the bottle. There it is in 2 coats with 2 coats of glossy top coat. I love the twinkles from the reflective glitters. This one is pretty jam-packed with those reflective glitters, so I would definitely suggest either using a peel-off base coat or soaking this one off so that you don't have a struggle with getting this one off. I also would definitely suggest a glitter smoother, maybe underneath your regular top coat, just to make sure that you get this one nice and smooth. But I love the rich purple of this. It's a beautiful color. Yes, baby girl. So that one is Searching for Answers. Next up is one of the flaky polishes. This one is called Meet Me in the Dark, and Meet Me in the Dark is described as a dark brown base with assorted iridescent flakies. So this one I thought again was pretty unusual. I have a lot of flaky polishes, but I don't think any of them are technically in a brown jelly base. Most of them are in every other color but brown. So I thought that this would be a very interesting polish in my collection, and I love all of the different types of flakies that she used in here. You have a whole rainbow just sparkling away. Here it is in 2 coats. I like that it's got sort of a burgundy lean on the nail, like a purple burgundy or raisin lean. Again, those flakies are just beautiful. I think this is another polish that could be beautiful for the fall season. And again, a very unusual color to my collection. I do think that some nail lengths would need a third to reach full opacity, especially if you want to get the depth of color in the bottle. I think I got distracted after knocking my nail set over, otherwise I probably would have come back for a third coat on that one. But that one was Meet Me in the Dark. The next polish has a whole lot going on. This one is a limited edition, number 341. Now, the limited editions don't have a description on them, but this one is a really beautiful purple leaning fuchsia. You have a whole lot of silver holographic glitters, and then a lot of shimmer. In that shimmer, I'm seeing shifts of green and blue. There's also like speckles of pink going on. I don't know if that's the holographic glitter layering under the base color, but there's a whole lot going on. Lots of rainbows. This one is really beautiful. Good girl. So here it is in 2 coats. As you can see, you've got a ton of colors there on the nail. I love the base color. It's sort of a juicy pinky purple, and then you have all of the glitter and the sparkle from the shimmer. Really fun combination. I think this one's pretty unique to my collection. I think longer nail lengths might need a third, depending on your application and how thick of a coat you use, but there it is in 2. So that one was limited edition 341. And the last polish is another limited edition. This one is 324. This is a really beautiful teal leaning green jelly full of silver holographic glitter. So a very similar formulation to put in your place, where you have a jelly base and then a load of holographic glitters. This one uses silver, put in your place used gold. So I really love the tone of this one. I like that it's a blue leaning green. Here it is in 2 coats with all of that beautiful holographic glitter in it. This one is really gorgeous. I think this one would have been a really nice one for early winter, but you could also play around with this in the summertime. I feel it is a bright enough green, especially with all of the sparkles from the hollow, to make a really fun summer color. So that last one from Emily Damali's November sale was limited edition 324. So there we have it. That was my haul from Emily Damali. Let me know down below which ones were your favorites, or if you got any yourself from the November sale. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me and looking at beautiful polish. Hopefully you enjoyed. Again, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to hit the little button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you in that next one. Yeah, that's a good girl. Yeah. Look at this good girl.